Hey guys, Marissa at kitchentablestamper.com. I've got a fun fold card for you. It's kind of a hamburger joy fold card, I guess. Three little sections to decorate here, and I just love this new product. Okay, so Stampin' Up got me again. There are brand new dies. They're called Summer Shadows dies, and you can get these for free with a $100 order during celebration. They coordinate with the Shaded Summer stamp set, and I got bundled. So I got the dies for free. I thought they were really cool and that they would stand alone. But then when I took a second look at Shaded Summer, I love the sentiments. I love the fonts, and the images are beautiful, artistic, floral. So I went ahead and purchased the Shaded Summer. I think it's $23 for the stamp set, and that would count towards your reward for celebration. And these are the gorgeous dies from the Summer Shadows die set. Isn't that gorgeous? I went ahead and did a few of the ones that I need multiples ahead of time. Look at this is just Jade and Mint Macaron, Flirty Flamingo and Blushing Bride, a few little bumblebee flowers, and then the small leaf from just Jade. I'm going to slide everything aside here and grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I've got all the rest of the die cutting that we need to do right here. Let's go ahead and see how much we can get in one pass on our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. You know how much I love to do that. Now, a little tip, anything that I'm going to glue directly to the card has some adhesive sheet on the back. So Stampin' Up's got a wonderful product. It's called an adhesive sheet, and you just peel and stick the adhesive to the back of the cardstock. That's just Jade. And then when you crank your shape through the machine, if it's got the adhesive on the back, then it becomes peel and stick. So we got the leaf details, the small leaf that's peel and stick. We're going to put the leaf on with dimensionals, so Mint Macaron, Blushing Bride. This is Bumblebee. I've got some Misty Moonlight cardstock right here, and I think that's all I'm going to be able to get on this run. Well, let's see. Maybe we can get one more if we hang that guy off the end a little bit. All right, then I've got this one with Flirty Flamingo. So let's see if we can get this scrap right in here. Ah, look at that. Everything except for our one Night of Navy, and that's okay because the Night of Navy is the one that I didn't put the adhesive on so that I could show you that. Let me give this a crank, and then all right, so there they are. Let me put these aside. And I'm going to do my Night of Navy details for this large flower. Here's my Night of Navy cardstock and the die that we're going to use. This is my adhesive sheets. They're 6 by 12 inches, and they're two-sided stickies. So you peel the release away. They're scored, so you can either use them in strips or so that you can have easy peeling if you're going to use them in bigger sheets. And I like to just lift up, and then I'll put the edge of my scrap on the sticky. And then once I've got it completely sticky, I'll just cut it away. Now I've got a piece of Night of Navy cardstock that's like a sticker. Let's drop our die on top of there. And we can get this guy out. We don't need him to go through again. And let's do our last piece for this card. Give it a crank. All right, and there it is. So this is all the die cut pieces from this Summer Shadows die set. Let's go ahead and pop this guy out. We've got our Misty Moonlight base, and then our Night of Navy details. I'm just gonna use my take your pick tool, give that a little push. And now here's the Night of Navy details, and look at this. We're not even gonna bother with any of the little bits in the center of this, because when we peel away the release paper, it's just gonna weed that right out for us, you see? So that's bonus number 1. And then bonus number 2 is this is just peel and stick. No need to get the glue and make a sticky mess. So there's our focal point flower. And then we got, here's our little bumblebee one. And we've got there's our focal point flower and our blushing bride. That's the bumblebee. We got our little mint macaron leaf. That's the solid one. Here we've got the details for our blushing bride flower. So let's pop that out of the die. And we'll weed this one out just a little bit, whatever the big pieces are that fall. Look at, I love this. Just peel and stick. So that's the details that goes on this one. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh my gosh, I love it. All right, then we got our just jade, our little leaf. That's this die. And our details. This is the details for this. I'm trying to give you a good idea of what this die set really contains. And then again, we're just gonna pull our just jade and it's gonna weed the details for us. Isn't that cool? And then we're gonna stick that right on top of the mint macaron base. It's just a sticker. Isn't that fantastic? All right, now where did I put that die? I'm gonna put that one out here to show you too, but I don't see it. Oh no. All right, here's that detailed leaf. So for this card, we have 4 of the little bumblebee flower. We have 1 of the blushing bride flirty flamingo combo. We have 1 of this large full bloom done with misty moonlight and night of navy, and 1 that's done with blushing bride and flirty flamingo, and then we have 4 of these gorgeous leaf combos. So that's all of our die cutting, and that's this beautiful summer shadows. Now there's also dies in the summer shadows to cut the 2 bouquets and the sprig. So that's the full die set. I used every piece on this card and I just love it, and the adhesive sheets makes it so easy. All right, let's get our pieces for our card base here. We've got a fun kind of a flip flap joy fold, and we're going to need just jade cardstock. This is 4 1/4 by 9 3/4, and just jade cardstock. This is 8 1/2 by 2 3/4. And my designer series paper is from Sweet Symmetry. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4, and this piece is 4 inches square. Let's get the Simply Scored tool and do our scoring. It's such a fun, simple fold. We're gonna take our little flap here, put it in the 8 1/2 inch side and score it 4 1/4. And then we've got our 9 3/4 inch piece. We're going to score on the 9 3/4 inch side at 4 1/4. And then let's work these with a bone folder. And so there's our little flip flap joy fold card. And you'll notice that there's a little bit of texture on this fold. You're going to see it on the inside. So I thought, how pretty. It's just a little something on the outside. I did that with a greenery embossing folder. It's a little 2-pack of mini folders, and we're going to use this beautiful sprig pattern. I'm just going to pop that in and give it a crank through our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Slide that to the side and get this guy. All right, to do these mini folders in your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you take the die adapter, the thin die adapter number 2. You take that one out and then put your cutting pad back, number 3, then your folder, then number 3, and give a crank. And now it's got that fun leafy texture. Let's fold that back up, and we're going to glue these pieces together to make the base of our card. That's a multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm going to start with this Just Jade chevron square. We're going to add that on the center of our front card base. Then we're going to add our little flap centered onto our Misty Moonlight. So I'm just going to flip this over, open it up, add adhesive, and then close it up. Slide that till the designer series paper is in the fold and burnish. Then we'll turn this whole thing over and we'll center that inside the card. Isn't that a pretty color combination? Oh, I love this paper. All right, so there's our flat joy fold. Let me bring in a couple of basic white pieces. I did the die cutting for these basic white pieces ahead of time. This little label for the inside, the first flap inside, is cut from basic white using the Pierced Blooms dies, another one of my very favorite florals. It's got this great label in it. And then the 2 layers, this is for the outside of the card. This is the second largest, Stitch So Sweetly, scallop stitched rectangle. And for the inside, the very inside of the card, we've got the largest, Stitch So Sweetly, scallop stitched rectangle. Let's do some stamping, get some greetings on these guys. The greetings are all from Shaded Summer. I just love the combination of script and print. It's just a really pretty but classic. It's not too trendy. It's got a real classic feel to it. All right, we're gonna start with some Night of Navy ink and the thank you greeting on the smaller stitched scalloped rectangle. So we're gonna get thank you and ink that up and put it right up in the upper left corner of our rectangle. We'll set that one aside to dry. Then for the inside of the card, we have some friendships are just meant to be, and we're gonna stamp that one just a little bit right of center. And our last one for the very inside of the card. Now you want to leave a little room when you stamp for the inside of the card because you're going to decorate with a little flower. This, may the good you do come back to you. I think that's really cute greeting. And we're going to stamp it just a little bit low of center and centered right to left. Look at how beautiful those stamp. Gorgeous, gorgeous greetings. All right, let's clear away the ink pad. Now, I think it will be best if we work and build one layer at a time. So I've got my thank you, and here's our sample. We're going to adhere the basic white scallop to the flap, this little joy fold flap here, centered. And then we need some dimensionals. And I was pretty sparing with my dimensionals actually, and it allowed me to kind of build this flower scene and get the baker's twine in there. So I'm just going to put one on the center of my flower, and then I'm going to pop that guy on so that he's just a little bit lower than the stitches over here and a little bit over the stitches on the other side. Now I'm going to put a little mini on one of those little bumblebee flowers. I'm going to put a mini right on the Blushing Bride Flirty Flamingo. And we can get these guys in there. Don't cover your greeting. I think I feel good about that and that. Now, our leaves are going to need a little multi-purpose liquid glue. And don't go all the way to the end of any of them, and watch your folds. You don't want your leaf to hang over the folds like that. You gotta just twist and adjust a little bit so that when you open the card, your leaf clears the fold. Okay, and then another one off the top. Stick to the center there with the glue. Staying away from the fold. And our last one, glue stay to the center, and then over here. So pretty. Okay, so there is our outside layer. Let's get our baker's twine. I've got this baker's twine essentials pack. There's also black. I've used it all up. But this is the crumb cake one. And we're going to slide our twine right underneath our flower and then wrap. Bring it back around and then wrap again. And when we got it where we like it, we'll bring it down to the front of the card and tie a bow at the bottom. And you're going to see it in the inside, so you just want to make sure that it looks tidy on the inside too. And then tie a little bow. I love this. It's a little bit softer. Kind of reminds me of a teddy bear. It's a little bit softer than the linen thread. Linen thread's a little bit more rustic. This has got kind of a sweet softness. That's crumb cake. Baker's twine. Trim the tails. All right, we're cruising right along now. Let's open up. And the next one. In the next layer, we have our big flower, Blushing Bride Flirty Flamingo. One set of leaves, 2 of these little bumblebees, and 1 small set of leaf, plus our greeting. Now, the only thing that's going to get it dimensional is one of these little bumblebee flowers. So I'm going to go ahead and put dimensional on the back of that one. Then this one, I just happened to make peel and stick. I should have had the forethought to make this one peel and stick, but I didn't, so a little bit of liquid glue. And we're going to add our flower, but we want to keep in mind what it's going to look like when we close the card. It's going to peek out, so we might as well make sure we like how it looks. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I didn't burnish it yet though, just in case. Get those leaves in there. Pretty happy with that. Then this guy's going to come right up over here. I like how that looks when it's closed. It's a little too close when it's open. Okay, pretty happy with that. We'll burnish those down. And then our greeting goes next. Liquid glue. We're going to see this little bracket stitched end when the card is closed. So again, I'm going to kind of watch how that's going to look. And don't burnish it down until you're happy with the placement of it. See, so you see the little bracketed like a ticket corner. And I like the placement of that, so I'll burnish that one down. And then I made this one peel and stick, but I didn't make this one peel and stick. So let's get a little liquid glue. And we can peel and stick our leaf. I do love these sheets. They really are pretty phenomenal. And we're not going to stick it down tight until after we got the flower where we like it. Add the flower and don't cover your greeting. And then check the placement of your leaf and burnish it down. All right, 2 layers so far. 1 and 2. Now inside, this one's nice and simple. We're going to glue our inside liner and center that. Burnish it down. And then our little green leaves, again, they're peel and stick, but I didn't make my flower peel and stick. So just lay that in place, but don't squeeze it down until we're sure. Dab some liquid glue. And then, okay, I think I like that. Burnish that down, and there's the inside. All right, so inside, another layer, another layer. This is a card for a very special friend, don't you think? Let's get some bling on there. Special friends deserve some bling. And I've got these champagne rhinestones. I love how they're just such a chameleon. The color is, it's warm and kind of pinky, but it takes on orange tones if you put it with oranges. It takes on pink tones if you put it with pink. It's just really beautiful. We're going to take the biggest, kind of tuck it in against our flowers. and then a medium one, and then a little one. We're gonna go with 5. I think that's how I want that. I think I want this one out a little bit more. There. Each one is unique, so you gotta choose your own adventure. And then here we're gonna go with a large one. Gotta move my bow over a little bit. There's our bling. That's it. Thank you. Some friendships are just meant to be. May the good you do come back to you. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my goodness. All right, so not too bad for getting bundles. If you've got any questions about the shaded summer bundle, the summer shadow dies that are free from Celebration, please email me, Marisa at kitchentablestamper.com. I'd be happy to help you with an order so we can get you your summer shadows dies for free. And to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, you can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.